We are live.
Nice. I think we did that at the same time.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Bow. All right, it's GloucesterCast 360. We have
that fake so well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Plus Heidi's bringing in a group. That's why we gotta get started.
Okay, good.
Because you know what happens when Heidi gets here.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything lights up.
Heidi, everything lights up.
Everything lights up. Everything goes off the rail.
Everything goes off the rail. But why don't you guys, we're going to go around and introduce yourselves?
Good morning, I'm Joe Shimataro. Good morning, Gloucester.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, that's awesome. Walt Kolenda?
Good morning, I'm Walt, Kolenda.
I'm Deb Berger.
Deanna Faye.
Anna Eves.
Jim Dalpiaz on camera.
Cat Dalpiaz. Happy birthday, Jimmy, this week.
Oh!
Hey. What day is yours?
Thursday.
For the Pats game.
Oh, is it?
It's for the Thursday night Pats game.
Oh, there we go.
There
you go. Jimmy, where are you going to be for your birthday? You're going to be here in New York?
I'm New York.
All right, no presents for you. You're on the naughty list.
He was going to bring you lobsters, Jimmy.
Jimmy told me 2 more weeks of this bullshit where he's off to New York every week.
I said
Right,
2 more weeks
right.
I'm coaching. Joey's putting the word in.
We do have some New York listeners.
Oh, yeah. Breaking news. Jimmy and Pat are moving out of New York. Never coming back.
They're just lucky. They're just lucky that they're Mets fans and not Yankee fans.
Yeah, that's true.
That
Otherwise,
is true.
But I think
it'd be a real problem right now.
Yeah.
I think they're closet Yankee fans, though.
Shout out to our friend Jim, who's one of our podcast listeners.
Yeah,
From
there's
New
a guy
York.
over at
We bring a
school.
certain segment of the audience. I just
Really?
don't
Guy
want you
at
to realize
school,
that.
he's like a custodian. He does a lot of work at the school, and he's just an all-around great guy. And he does so many different things. He walked right up to me and told me he listens to the podcast, and
Yeah.
he wants to come out here and see all this, and it's great. So, Jim, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you that we reached New York?
Yes. Yeah.
We're international.
Well,
That's the
of
problem.
course.
Yeah, I mean Hartlepool, that's international.
I'd like to thank Walt Kolenda for doing the right thing this morning.
Yeah.
Walt brought the
Nice.
tasty treats. Where'd you get these, Walt?
Cafe Sicilia.
All right, Cafe
Have a good
Sicilia.
breakfast, right?
Yeah.
God bless them. God bless
Breakfast
them.
of
Champions.
The breakfast of champions.
This week, so if people that know me know that if I don't have a creative iron in the fire, that I go into depression.
We were just talking about that, to be honest. About your new pictures.
Well, thank you for announcing it.
Oh, sorry. You've been announcing it all
Are you
week.
trying to steal my thunder right here?
Did you say nude?
My
No, I
nude
did
photos.
not
Yes,
say
my
nude.
nude photos.
Yeah, tell me more.
Very excited to announce our nude photos.
Yeah, well,
No, but I have this new process, and James and Anna have been saying they want to do a show of my work, and I've been really excited about this particular body of work. I went to see James the other day, like a lot of other local artists do, and James is gracious with his time, sits down, we go through, we edit, make some finishing edits and pick out the ones that we think are going to be most appropriate, and we're going to move forward. It's going to be in November sometime.
okay.
We don't have a date, and the reason we don't have a date
Why is that?
is because my wife is away right now, and she doesn't keep an online calendar. So, and she doesn't generally go anywhere with this calendar that sits in the kitchen all the time. So, that's the reason.
Okay.
So
I need to
I'm consulting with her because I
Calendars.
want her to be there.
Of course.
But she has to get back from her work trip, so that we can
we're
get down to the
looking
bottom.
forward to it.
So speaking of this, so it's going to be in November. We're going to get down to it. We'll have a date by the end of the week. Jimmy, what's going on?
Oh no, just have someone coming in.
Is that Heidi?
Podcast a little bit
Yes,
later.
good morning, Heidi.
Hey guys.
She always
Hey.
makes a wonderful. Oh, look how pretty you look today.
Yeah.
All dolled up.
Thank you.
How about that?
For you, Joey.
Joey.
I saw her
It's
last
his
night
birthday
without the
today.
makeup at Stop and Shop.
The
Yeah.
sweatshirt.
She's,
Trying to pick out peaches.
she's
Peaches.
peaches.
Peaches and cream.
So,
There you go.
so speaking. This is a thing, because I've had some people in my life that may or may not have been women and married to me that both don't particularly like to use online calendars.
Ah,
And whenever there's a need to figure something out, it's always we can't figure the thing out right away because they don't have access to the online calendars.
yeah.
We're going to go around and what do you use? Do you use a a physical calendar, or an online calendar?
Online. And my wife does too. I finally got her to convert.
Yeah, okay.
But they're not synced. So that's the next step.
That's the next step.
Is to integrate my calendar.
You can have a
with her
family calendar within the Google Calendar
Right.
or the Apple Calendar.
Yeah, we've tried it.
Well,
Still working on it.
I have an online calendar which my fiance is takes care of the scheduling, and in the last couple of weeks, it's funny you mention this because she's been kind of taking all the workload of that over because I just always screw it up. yeah, like where are you? I'm not supposed to be there this time. That's why I was here on time this morning for the first time. I didn't have time for anything.
see that?
And so that works well. Yeah, Robin takes care of that, and it's been going pretty good.
There you go.
Online only because Wayne puts it in there. So we have a family one that he puts my stuff
There you
in
go.
so that he knows what I'm doing.
There you go.
I don't know that you can define it as online. It's in my phone. So I have a phone calendar,
Yeah.
which is useless if I forget my phone.
Do you
charge my phone.
do you rarely go? Do you go out of the house without the phone often?
It's happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I rarely.
So
do.
it's
Possible it could happen
forgets.
again.
It's a little problematic, but it's more.
More times than not, your phone is with you, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Physical, surprisingly. I have a
Physical.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
hard.
do you think that if you had young kids that had like sports, a ton of sports and stuff like that, because there's no way I could keep track of all the different sports things
Yeah.
where they are. At the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
I take their schedules, their sports schedules, and I enter them onto my Google Calendar. So because inevitably, like the weekend's coming up, and Kate is like, "Okay, what do you have?" And I'm like, "What do you have?" So that we can, try to make plans to do stuff around the sports.
Right.
How about you, Heidi?
I have both, actually. I have, and it's like a big calendar that it has, I like the whole month at a glance.
Right. Yeah.
And if I'm making appointments, an appointment, I don't want to be on my phone, like looking at the little calendar. So I have that, but then I put everything into the online one because I like it popping up on my phone.
Right.
To
Reminders.
tell me what I have next.
Right.
Because I'll be like, I didn't know I had that. And I'll be like, oh, I didn't put it in. Or
Right.
so I
always put a reminder in with everything that
Yeah.
I do. So, and I do it for the day before.
I
The
do
the
I
reminder.
set two
Yeah.
alerts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
How about you, Jimmy?
Well, I have paper, and obviously it doesn't work because I didn't know it was my birthday Thursday. So, thanks for reminding me.
Well, your wife did. So
A little bit of a mixture, but mostly it's pen and paper.
pen and paper. But you
Yeah.
guys are retired. What do you have to do anyway?
Right.
Yeah. What do we do?
What day
Nothing.
am I going to the
You
beach?
just gotta
Yeah.
figure out what day you're going to the beach, what day you're going drinking at the Elks, or
Yeah.
what day you're going to Trio.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
That's your move.
Exactly.
What,
That's
what
the
day
move.
am I having some limoncellos?
Yeah.
Martinis.
Yes, that
Yes.
limoncellos might come up in the conversation later today.
Oh,
Interesting.
Mm.
Oh, what are you? So now has the visitor center. I read something that you wrote about the visitor
Yes,
center.
yes.
Is it coming down to
It's
the
closing
final?
next weekend at the conclusion of Columbus Day weekend.
How much time did you volunteer there?
I had a once a week, a 3-hour shift, and then I picked up a couple of extra ones here and there when they needed help.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Just
it was the first full season, whatever the number of weeks is between Memorial Day and Columbus Day.
And you had a dedicated partner that was always there when you were there?
Yes. A nice lady named Elfrida
Yeah.
from Magnolia, a former model. She's put me to shame every week. Just just about, but
What, like her clerical skills?
no. But here's a little added value to the story today. Yesterday, when we were at the visitor center, Elfrida and I, the phone rang, and she likes to answer the phone and take the messages. I was chatting with visitors, and it was the National Grid calling to tell us that in 1/2 hour the lights were going to be turned off at the visitor center if we didn't pay the bill. And so Elfrida reports this to me. This is what the phone call was, and I said, "Oh, don't worry about that. I'm pretty sure the city is taking care of its phone bills or light bills,
Really?
electric bills." But Elfrida immediately called the number back that they gave her to call, and I said to myself, "You said it over there." I said it to myself. This is exactly how this stuff happens.
Yeah.
This is exactly how these kinds of things happen. But Chris.
It wasn't me.
No, recorded a message to his mother a little earlier, and he has a very distinctive voice. And Elfrida she also has a pretty heavy Massachusetts accent, which I know none of you can recognize. But and so on the other end, this number she calls, whoever they are, they don't have a Massachusetts understanding of the accent. So she's trying to say Stage Fort Park in this heavy Massachusetts accent that I can't replicate. And they're not getting it. So I'm like, Elfrida, it's nothing. It's a joke.
It's a scam.
It's a scam. But immediately, that was the first thing she did was call them back. And I
Was she an older woman?
This is exactly
This is
how this happens.
that would be my mom. My mom
right,
would make
exactly.
that call back.
Exactly. Yeah.
100 out of 100 times.
Yes,
no matter how many
Just
times
in
we tell her,
case or whatever.
don't open up the email with the butterflies that say "Open me."
Yeah. Right.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Has to do it.
But I
Can't do
witnessed
it.
it.
Your friend sent you a special message, and the butterflies coming out of the envelope on
If you're
the
sitting
screen.
there,
Has to press it.
If
Can't
you're
fucking
sitting there
stand it
thinking,
unless
I
she
don't know
presses
how-
it, and then fucking
Yeah.
You have to pay to unlock your computer.
Yeah.
And then she calls her son.
Yeah.
I have a computer
So,
problem.
yeah, so if you're wondering, if you're thinking to yourself, I don't know how these people, that's exactly how it happens.
Yeah.
It's just,
They're just targeting.
So I'm curious, how many visitors do you guys keep track of? How many visitors?
I was not
came through?
expecting a lot of visitors. Yes, we do keep track. Yesterday morning, and there were almost 30 in my 3-hour shift, and I was not expecting. That was a pretty good size
Leaf
number.
peepers.
The whole season. Does anybody
Yes,
keep-
they do, but I don't know what
don't know
those
that,
are.
I'm
I'm
sure
curious.
I'm
What
sure you
was
can
inter-
find
what
that
was
out.
really
That'd be
interest-
interesting for you to find out.
Yeah.
Like in context
see
with
if I
previous years.
I'll see if I can find out.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how things go in patterns. Yesterday, the first, 4 separate sets of people that came in, each of them were looking for Ham and Castle. So for each of them, I had to say, "I'm sorry, it's closed for the season." And then like 3 different throughout that 3-hour shift, different families from the same place. It's just very.
Well,
interesting.
this time, so there's a little bit of a September slump, and then October when the leaf peepers come to town,
Right.
we get another little surge.
Also, it's the Salem overflow.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Good
Right.
point.
In
So,
October.
because I've been there are people that stay here to go to Salem because they
That's a good
can't
point.
get in.
Can't get inside.
Yeah.
That makes sense. We were at the Atlantis for breakfast yesterday.
Yep.
It was the whole hotel was packed.
Yeah.
And I think they're right. I think that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Overflow.
Yeah.
I'd rather
We
stay
have-
up here.
We have Brenda
I know.
Davis that says happy birthday.
Who?
Brenda Davis says happy birthday.
Hey, Brenda.
Hey.
Gina Gattinella. I'm saying it wrong. I'm killing it. But Gina Gattinella and
Hi, Gina.
Linda Rogers. They're both watching.
Yay!
Do they have any topics? Do they have any topics
Yeah,
of interest?
ask if we have any
they're
topics.
Just clicking. We're
Oh,
watching you.
ask Brenda.
I don't know, Brenda.
No,
Listen
Brenda.
to Joe.
No. Brenda's been contributing to a really cool Facebook group, and I forget the name of it, but it's like Gloucester. It might be Gloucester Memories, and she has this archive. I don't know where she got them. Walt probably has a lot of the same images from Fred Bowden, but a lot of old
I'll have to take a
Gloucester
look at that,
photos.
yeah.
So that Facebook group is definitely worth a follow. It's called I think it. See if
You
she's
should
still
let us
listening,
know.
and she'll
Yeah.
let Brenda. Is it Gloucester Memories? Let Jim, type in the response so Jimmy can
We can share it,
relay,
yeah.
share it with us. So Cape, you guys are here representing and pimping Cape and Makers Market, which is not a physical place. It's kind of an event company. Is that right?
It's a concept.
It's a concept,
It's a concept that we are launching.
and it's going to be events
Yes.
under this umbrella.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Who wants to speak to it?
Everybody's turning to their
I'm
left.
glad you guys all showed up.
So basically, it's makers. So you have to actually make what you're selling. We don't. It's not people who are reselling products. Or
You mean
know,
I
things
can't?
like
I
that.
can't order 7,000 widgets from China and sell them?
No.
I'll take care of that later.
So Walt Kolenda, Cape Ann Auctions, moved into a huge space on
Yeah.
Condolin Road,
Yep, 10,000 square feet.
10,000 square feet, and generously offered his space for our first
Yeah.
Cape Ann Makers Market ever, November 30th.
Excited about
okay,
that.
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
So Deanna and Deb have a company called Holdfast, where they make wonderful products, wax wrap, beeswax wraps,
So
spoon butter that I love that has revived my mother's wooden spoons that are like 30 years old.
Oh, really?
Do you use
Yeah,
spoon?
it's
Do you use that
Oh,
that's
on
good to
butcher
Yeah,
block?
cutting
Wood
boards, yeah.
spoons,
Yeah.
kitchen islands, anything wood actually. I put it on my backyard furniture one year. It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So
I don't
they make all
recommend
these
that.
products.
And there's other people. So
And
are
then,
you in the
yeah.
process right now of getting the word out because you want other makers to
Yeah.
participate?
Yes.
So we're doing a call for vendors. So right now we have, I think we just was counting, we have just a little more than 20 vendors. Applications in, so it's curated,
Semi-curated.
semi-curated. So we're taking applications because we want to ensure that
Of
it's
course,
not
yeah, right.
a direct seller of any kind, or that people are actually making their goods that they're going to sell. So we're taking applications until the 14th. The application is online on our Facebook page. If you go to Cape Ann Makers, you'll find the link for the application.
I think Donna
think you
posted it, right?
Donna-
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Will there be a fee to enter?
There is a nominal fee. So we have two booth sizes, and I just have the page up so I can just remember the sizes. It's like 8 by 10 and 12 by 12.
12, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 35 and 45 respectively, which is pretty, because it's
Pretty
our,
reasonable.
yeah,
very
it's our first
reasonable.
event, so we wanted to keep it extremely reasonable. And there's electricity if people need it, which we can connect with, and you'll bring your own tables, and that will help cut the cost down as well for vendors. But doing a comparison around some of the other holiday events, it's really reasonable for vendors. So
It's also one level and there's plenty of parking, so that's kind
Right.
of, I've worked in different places where you gotta go upstairs and downstairs, and so this is nice, it's very easy to get in, there's 3 loading doors, so
Yeah.
people are bringing big displays and tables, plenty of room and plenty of space to spread out.
Yeah. And then if this is successful, we'd also like to plan other events throughout the year to promote.
Oh, good. Yeah.
To promote makers, on the North Shore or from New York or wherever.
yeah.
Here on Cape Ann. To
What
bring
type of
some
day is
people in.
November 30th? Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday.
A Saturday.
Saturday after
Saturday.
Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's
Right after
late this
Thanksgiving.
year. Huh?
So
Yeah.
so it's the day after Black Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
It's Small Business Saturday.
Small business.
Oh,
Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
That's right.
Perfect.
Nice.
That's a great. It's a perfect timing wise.
Yeah.
Merry
Because everybody's
Christmas
looking. I mean,
from Black Friday.
everybody goes directly into
Yep.
Christmas present mode. And for smart people, because this has been me. I don't. Okay, I'm not a smart guy, but I'm proud of this thing that I have done for the last couple of years. I have gone out of my way to get all my Christmas present shopping done within 1 week of Thanksgiving, so I could enjoy the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any more anxiety than
No.
the week before Christmas if you don't have presents for your people?
No.
That's the worst.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right here, you can go to Cape Ann Makers Market, and bang out a lot
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
person.
Well, and
Yes.
it's also individual. It's not things that you're gonna find
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Right.
And you can touch it and feel it and take it home with
Take
you.
it home with you.
Are there are artists going to be there too, or is it just crafts?
Yeah, we're hoping.
Yes, yeah.
Artisans,
So if-
photographers,
Artists,
handcrafters.
And we could have people who wrote books and they want to sell their
Exactly.
book.
Okay. Yeah,
It's a creative
marketplace.
market, basically. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And we think there's opportunity to do this on an ongoing, regular basis.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of really creative people in this
There's
area.
a lot of talent here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There are some. I haven't been able to find this guy. If anybody knows of this guy, I interviewed him in the first years of the blog. The guy worked with brass, and he would make sculptures, fish sculptures, and a lot and other things. And he had a shop up in on Mount Pleasant. You know that weird kind of like.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a one.
Looks like a shed, but it goes way out back.
Yeah,
and there's
right past
there's stalls
the
in there.
past the cemetery. On
Yeah.
the opposite side, though.
Right.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a group of
yeah.
artists in there, aren't there?
Yeah.
The guys that kind of make, because I know there's a guy named Brian McQuaid who does woodwork there.
Yeah.
Probably the same building.
I think it is. But I can't. But I mean, that would be the perfect. There's a lot of artisans.
You don't remember his name, Joey?
If I look back on the blog, I could find it. But I mean, literally, we're almost at 12 years now on the blog.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is probably year.
360,
This is
so,
probably
yeah.
year one.
Yeah.
Joey,
Oh,
we're up
podcast.
to 12 listeners.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
And Brenda did answer, and she said yes, Joey, Gloucester Memories.
Gloucester.
Right.
Okay, I'll put it in the show notes then.
Okay? Thanks,
Well,
Brenda.
thank you for that.
That's the Instagram,
Yeah.
No,
No, it's a
Facebook.
Facebook group.
Facebook. What if? How about for the people not on Facebook, who still have friends?
We'll put it on your calendar. and find it.
You're not on Facebook?
He's
We're
up.
soulmates.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are alone on an island. Alone on an
It's a
island.
happy island.
It can be a.
Super happy.
Okay, right. No, I agree with you because. Okay, I have to measure.
Put that 10-second delay in.
There are some people that So I have in the past, ever since the last election, I have unfollowed a lot of people on both sides, like the hardcore conservatives.
that goes-
That's
yeah.
all that comes out of their mouth
Yeah.
was conservative, stuff. And then on the other side, the hard left. That's all they talk about is what kind of an asshole Trump is or whatever. And so so I've eliminated that. But now there's a new hyper local group of busybodies, and the only thing that I'm nervous about is them finding out that I unfollowed them and getting really pissy with me because they're so psychotic. But they're not really, But there's some busybodies right now that are driving my wife crazy, and I tell her, stop looking. Stop looking.
Yeah. See,
Stop. She
getting
can't.
sucked in.
It's a fucking train wreck, and she can't stop looking. And she keeps refreshing to see what they say. And stuff.
So she likes
She,
She really likes it.
do you think so? I don't
I
know.
think so.
She's like, because she says how crazy these people are, and will they just stop? But she keeps coming back for more. She can't help it.
Yep. Well, Connor James just checked in.
Connor!
Oh,
And
good
said,
morning, Connor.
tuning in before the Patriots.
Yeah,
game.
he's
down
going to-
here in Washington, D.C. Good morning, Gloucester. Dad
Washington.
sent money.
All right.
Come on. Does it say Dad send money?
Well, I might have read a little bit.
He's working now. He's off my payroll.
Don't forget to wear condoms.
Public service announcement.
Well, he is the silent
Yeah, he's
assassin.
going-
He is the silent assassin.
He is going to the game today.
Oh, awesome.
He's up here.
No, they're playing in D.C.
Oh, they're in Washington.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
and I
going.
was,
that's
Wow.
I was hoping to go down there and go to the game with him and Brendan, but the freaking flights to Washington D.C. I'm spending $1,500 to go.
Really?
Yeah, and then I was telling Connor, I'm like, I was hoping that his brother would say, "Well, Dad, I'll pay for my ticket." plane ticket. But no, he's
It's
looking
not
for-
that bad of a drive. You guys could have left.
No, we've done it before, and it's not bad going down. But then when you're all
Talk
done
about
with the festivities, even if we left Monday, it's like the drive home is a nightmare.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
the train go?
It does, but it takes forever.
Oh,
It takes forever.
yeah.
So,
They have sleep. Do
so
they have
enjoy, Connor. Enjoy.
I'd like to. If there was a sleeper car.
They do.
Yeah, but I feel like people go in there, they jerk off. It's gross.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Well, they do.
No,
you
I mean,
can
that's
ask
what I
for.
mean. I
You
feel
can
like-
ask for one that.
Like, but you'd have to make sure it was.
Bring your own
They'd have to, you have to have the
bedding.
black. You'd have to do the black light in there, right?
Bring your own
Because you
bedding.
know there's some deviants that are doing that, right? Because if they get a chance to be private, they're gonna.
Oh,
I didn't
you
know
just
that's the
ruined
place to
the-
go.
You're never going to be able to
Never
do it
going
again.
Is that right?
I'm telling you, it's sleeper cars. You gotta watch out.
I didn't know that was a thing for sleeper cars.
I actually never
Never
thought
going to
about
be able
it.
to do that again.
It's just
And I
like listen. It's just
Didn't
like
need
those
to
all.
ever think about it.
It's just like those all nude resorts. You go there and
we're
you
all
think
so
it's all
familiar
like they
with.
show in the brochures, like supermodels, and it's all people you really don't want to see naked.
Right.
Right. When
right.
we went there last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
it's
so
horrible.
stupid. I mean,
Oh,
the
it's
people
horrible.
were like throw
gross.
some clothes, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
No, we didn't go. We didn't go to that.
Oh yeah,
Those
right.
old
You just
listeners.
slipped a little bit.
Those
You
old
slipped.
listeners, they just shut
Just
up.
shut down. Well, because of how about the photo that he posted?
I think
about
I
Bo?
think you might have a guy down. Is it an old guy in,
got
in the
glasses?
cast? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's trying to find you
An old guy. Remember,
when he comes in. With,
how about the picture you posted of Bo? He would be good on
Poor
the
Bo.
Amtrak. Bo was playing the banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a contest. Don't
Oh,
give that away. That's a contest. Remember?
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
watch.
Have you received any captions
for
ideas
the bow I
for Bo?
yes. Oh, do you
Yeah.
want me to read the captions?
That'd be good. I just
Well, you
brought.
said it's a contest, so I don't know if you want to give it.
Do we
away.
have a prize? What was the prize?
I don't know.
yeah, you
just
said the
it.
prize.
Oh,
was-
yeah, the prize is right here. Okay. Oh, well.
Oh,
Okay.
the prize
We'll
is
go
right
around
here.
in the. No. The prize is here.
Where?
It's this calendar right here on the top. All right, we're gonna vote right here.
Okay.
Everybody.
All right.
All right. Wait. Did have you guys seen? Have you seen the clip?
Yes.
You've seen the clip.
I can't unsee the clip.
It has.
Yeah.
It's very similar to what we were talking about
Yeah.
with the sleeper car.
Who shot
But
it?
it's the official Good Morning Gloucester mascot.
Huh?
Who shot
found
it
him.
that close?
Actually, I had it.
I
did
see the
Yes.
Okay.
Now I know what
Okay,
you're
so you
talking
saw the
about.
clip.
I
Hey,
can't reveal
We gotta
that.
give this guy a seat.
Okay.
The famous
Hello.
Pat
How
Shea.
you
Hey
doing?
Pat, how you
Good.
doing, buddy?
God, very well. How are you?
You're on camera right now. I'm gonna show you the we have
He's
to.
good on camera.
You're gonna be a part of this vote, so you have to pay attention.
Okay, who's sitting?
Okay.
You can sit here.
Here we go.
All right.
And I'll sit here.
Yeah, I think it's clean.
But it's not.
Did you clean this, Chris? Is this your handiwork?
That's the seagulls. The seagulls fly in here on occasion and sit there.
We have one more person.
While
coming,
Joey's
too.
typing, Brenda also, Davis chimed in again, and she says, I want to thank both Heidi and Joey for the tickets
Yes.
for the Lifespan of a Fact. Kylie and I really enjoyed it. So, Brenda, you making everyone happy? Keep sending
There's
them
a
in
lady.
while Joey.
Thank you,
And
Brenda.
you also-
Thank you. I'm glad you had a good time.
And
Yeah,
she's
she
coming
came
up
to
the stairs.
Lifespan. Remember, we
Okay.
offered her tickets.
All right, here we go. Here's
Here we
the.
go.
These are the. So, did everybody see the video yet?
Somebody.
No.
You guys got it.
You gotta go to.
If you need
Good
to
morning,
see it,
guys.
it's up on the screen.
Yeah.
You need to look at it.
Oh, seen it.
Step right up and look at it.
Because there's going to be a
Watch out! It's R-rated content.
It is, yes.
This is the official Good Morning Gloucester mascot.
So now that you've seen,
Okay. All right, so now you've seen it. Now we're gonna vote on
Here
the
we go.
on the captions.
All right.
All right, because we have a caption contest going.
Where are we going?
Hey, honey, how you doing?
Hey, this is Lee.
Hey, Lee.
Hi, Lee.
So, Lee, everybody just witnessed the Good Morning Gloucester official mascot.
Yeah,
Uh,
you want to or put it with Pat?
You're gonna put me in this dark corner. I need light.
No, sit with your husband.
Yes. Hello, husband.
Hey, girlie.
So, everybody witnessed the official Good Morning Gloucester mascot, Bo, masturbating. And we're going to go
Oh
through.
my God.
So, we're going to go through the captions
Again?
and vote on who thinks the best caption is. All right.
Masturbating in Amtrak trains.
Okay. So,
No.
Craig Kimberly.
Oh,
Craig
the dog. Yes.
Craig Kimberly says, dog mimics owner caught in rub and tug scandal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a
That's
good
gonna
one.
be
That's
tough
All
to
right,
beat.
wait, all right, wait.
there.
Craig Kimberly, remember this now. Rick Dowsett says, if I had opposable thumbs, I'd never leave the house. Brenda, our friend Brenda says, can someone Google, can dogs get crabs? Asking for a friend.
They can get lobsters. They can't
That's a
get
good
crabs.
one.
Paul Gamber says, damn lipstick stuck in the tube again.
Oh.
Oh Jesus! That's a good one.
Allison Mondella says, ask him if it burns when he pees. Ralph DiGiorgio, like father, like son. That's the father, but in case anyone knows that.
Right here.
Yeah, pointing, make sure that, yeah.
Paul Morrison says, wait, did that dog need to wear a lampshade when he was an adolescent? Stephen Reed says something about apples falling from trees. I don't know. Barbara Vidala says, stroke me, stroke me. Chris's mother says, poor Bo, that's just mean.
Happy birthday, Mom, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday, Janice.
Luke Scholl says, how every man wakes up.
Oh.
Rob Foley says, see, dogs are just like their owners. Janny Sullivan Brancleone says, itchy balls.
Oh my gosh.
Robert Melanson says, hey, Cheech, scratch my balls. That's from a clip from Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong, yeah.
There's so many.
Michelle Shimataro says, y'all will go blind.
Oh my God.
Rich Bean says, I was in the pool. And
the shrinkage.
Yeah,
shrinkage.
Oh boy, I don't
All right.
know. Voting is going to be
All right,
tough.
so, all right, go around. Who you got?
What? Oh, the
I know, yeah.
the lipstick.
The lipstick for you. Okay,
Yeah.
one for the lipstick.
I think I like the first one.
Craig Kimberly.
Yeah.
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 We got Brenda's.
Brenda. Oh, my God. Okay, we got 3 to take care. Okay.
I was gonna say I like Rick's.
So that's
That's
4
good
different
one.
ones. Okay, all right.
I'm going with Craig's.
What?
Did anybody say Craig's yet?
Yeah.
All right, 2. All right, can someone keep track?
Yep, trying.
I'm not good at
This is
that.
a big
So
imminent
Craig,
thing.
Brenda, Craig, right here. Here.
Got it. Got
Okay.
it. Craig's got
Craig 2,
has
Brenda
2.
1, and
Rick one.
Rick Dowsett 1.
Who did you pick? What was yours?
The lipstick. Who was
That
the
was Paul
lipstick?
Morrison.
One Paul Morrison.
All right.
So it's my vote now.
Wait,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, no,
I got
we're
5.
missing. Did we get yours?
Yeah. So
What was
you
yours?
I got 5. 1,
Yeah,
2,
two
3,
for
4, 5. I've got 5.
Oh, you have 5. Okay.
I have to go with my brother from another mother, Craig.
Craig?
I don't know. I don't know.
She's confused.
How do you remember your lines if you can't remember this? What kind of actress are you?
Study them. I study
Yeah,
them
study
out.
right. She needs more time than 2
yeah,
minutes.
I need more time.
This is early for
She has to
acting.
get in
You know, the
character.
thing is, these actors, right?
Yeah.
They're late. They're out drinking.
There
They
you
come, after the show, they have to.
Wait, she's on time, Joe.
I'm with lipstick. I thought that was the most creative.
Lipstick, well, that was Paul,
Yeah.
right?
Paul Morrison.
Ralphie, I like yours like father, like son. But
Yeah.
I agree. The lipstick was quite creative.
Ooh, I think I'm going to be a
I
tiebreaker.
don't think it
Oh,
was Paul Morrison the lipstick, but you
No.
what did you have? You
Tie
had
right
lipstick?
now.
Yes.
Yeah, what did you have?
I'm going to break the tie and go with Craig.
You're
Yes.
going with Craig.
Yeah.
Which one was that? Oh, the
first one.
And I was going with Rick Dowsett. So Craig is the winner.
Yeah, Craig's the winner.
Craig, congratulations.
Congratulations, Craig.
That's-
Popular vote.
Can you take that to Craig?
Yes.
You get
All right.
this calendar
Straight
of
Smith.
nude photos of Joe in his lobster gear.
Yeah, I wear just my grundage.
Just
Joey Foot just said good
Aren't there
morning,
some
and I
photos
vote
from
for
your
the lipstick
nude,
one.
nude resort? pictures?
Joey Foot is here every week. I love Joey Foot.
Yep.
God
Craig,
bless Joey Foot.
congratulations. It's a 2019 calendar, so we'll get this to you quickly for the next 2 months. Or 3 months.
Voting on
Nice.
Bo's video announcing the winner. That's in the show notes. Oh
work in
Jesus,
progress.
my spelling is.
Don't let
Chris,
Susan.
Chris, we're
Joe.
going to talk now about one of your topics, Experion.
Oh, Experion, yeah.
So you give the background and then tell the story. Why this is a kind of a
So
cool
I'm going to be applying for a mortgage soon, and I said, just out of curiosity, let me do a deep dive into my credit report, because almost every company now sends out an email. If you have credit card companies, they give you your FICO score, Experian score, all the credit rating agencies. And I've always looked at the number, and it's always been good, so I said, it's good. I don't have to bother with it.
Let it rip.
But this time around, I said, geez, let me just dig into what makes up that score and why my score is what it is. And what I found out was...
Wait. Was there any cost to do it?
No.
Okay, no cost. Go ahead.
No cost. So what I didn't realize is, even though the number is good, you can make it better. And whenever you make it better, it's just going to, improve the
loan
rates that
The
you
options,
get.
yeah.
Whether you're buying a car,
yeah.
credit card, or not. Well,
A
credit
mortgage
card,
company can offer you a more aggressive rate if you have
Better the
a
score.
better
credit score.
Right.
So what I discovered was little things like the number of hard inquiries, like companies that have actually pulled your credit. And I bought a car recently. I won't mention the name. It was a great experience anyhow. But they did 3 hard inquiries on the same day. And hard inquiries, believe it or not, impact your score more significantly than you would think.
Negatively impact.
Negatively impact. So, and then Experian has this Experience Boost. You go in and you click it, and then you log into where you pay your bills. You actually give them your login information, but then they'll scan whatever checking account or savings account that you pay your bills from to look for ways to improve your credit score.
Nice.
Because you've paid the electric bill on time for the past 5 years, or you've any of your utilities. They're looking for,
If you have auto pay set up,
a pattern of you making payments for an extended period of time on things that don't make it on your credit report. So the moral of the story is a lot of this stuff is free, regardless of your score. Take a look at what's driving that, because I was
And there are
very
ways to
surprised.
improve it without
Right.
changing a behavior or
Right.
but that, it could be significant over the
Yeah.
course of it could be significant amount of money.
Right.
So-
Even
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
have
that's-
like a late payment, a credit card late payment, call the credit card company and ask. Generally, they have like a forgiveness, a one-time forgiveness of one late payment. Well, one late payment could impact it by 30 points. Negative.
It's better to go with automatic payments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Then if it screws
Yeah,
up, it's
that's
their
another
fault,
great piece of
Auto pay.
advice is instead of trying to remember each time when your payments,
Mm-hmm.
because you get the email like your payments due, but then you forget about it.
As long as you have enough money in your account.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that
Speaking as an actor.
Yeah. Exactly. So come see the show so the actors can make more money and pay their bills.
I don't make any more money in it.
Yeah.
No, you should. I should be your agent.
Yeah,
It
there
should
we
be
go.
all
Okay,
based
I'm all
on
for it.
viewership.
Yeah, when are you coming to see the show?
I am. Maybe Wednesday.
All right.
Yeah. No, I want to see this one.
I'm ushering Wednesday.
You are.
Wow.
Can you get me a
So,
good seat up front?
so you got to get there early before Pat cleans out all the booze.
They don't let me back there anymore.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't let you. But that's like letting the cat in the fox in the hen house.
I specifically attribute it to this podcast. Why they don't let me back there anymore.
Yeah, because they. Yeah.
I'll have to dig into that and find out what really happened. I don't know.
I think
Well,
it was
when
a
they
decision.
when they go into the show with 12 bottles of Chardonnay and they only have 3 bottles worth of sales, but there's nothing left. Something they couldn't figure it out.
One for me, one for you.
Well, and I was there.
She has to
one
test
night.
it. She's just making sure it's
It's
okay.
a volunteer thing. I've got to, I do it so others don't have to.
Right.
I was
You
there.
do it for the team.
Oh, yeah,
for
exactly.
a lifetime of effect. Is it
Lifespan.
Lifespan of effect. And someone dropped a bottle, and it started rolling down the aisle. A big champagne bottle.
I was gonna say they had champagne bottles.
I
at
was
that
like,
show.
really?
They
I
don't
missed
at
that.
our
Where was my class?
So what show are we talking about today?
Native Gardens.
Native Gardens.
And we have two of the stars of Native
The
Gardens
stars.
with us today.
It's
Yes.
I
Da,
saw
da,
the
da,
show, by
da,
the way.
da,
Oh, you
da.
saw the show?
I think I was there for the first night.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Wait, the opening night or the preview?
I think it was.
Was it the next
Thursday or
time?
Saturday?
It was Thursday.
Okay. Alrighty then.
I loved it. I
You
loved
were our
it.
first audience, so that was, it's bumpy waters.
It was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. So it's two families, and this is the Butley family that is right
The
here.
Butley.
The Butley family.
La la la.
Ah, but you guys can tell us about the show.
Go ahead,
Mr. Shea.
So this show is a play by a playwright named Karen Zacharias, and there's two families that have backyards in Washington, D.C., and one family has a beautiful, well-tended, obsessively tended garden by my husband here, who is a little OCD. And then this young couple moves in, and he's from Chile, and she's Mexican heritage from New Mexico, and all kinds of things play out between us that, are kind of like what's going on in the country, but written, I thought, in a really funny, clever, upbeat way. So it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel like you're getting hit over the head.
They're not
with
jamming
issues.
it down your throat.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's
Exactly.
and by the end, and you should really talk about it because you've been an audience member. But by the end, it kind of rolls really fast into sort of almost farce.
Oh, definitely.
I would say there's a baby involved.
I think
there's
you
a
with the
chainsaw
chainsaw.
involved.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
baby and a chainsaw, then doesn't
Well,
say.
yeah, I'm not sure.
No,
Yeah.
the baby and the chainsaw don't happen together. But I get out a chainsaw at one point because of a tree, and so it's really.
Oh, I think I saw the picture of that. Was that in the paper?
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
two times.
I'm like,
Picture.
Thank you, Gail.
Because
McCarthy.
I've actually used a chainsaw, so the fact that I got to do one in a play was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I hold it up like this in the play, and in real life I could not hold a chainsaw up like that without going to the gym for a couple more years. So I thought. Can you talk about it? Because I thought it was fun. I feel like it's fun.
1 second before we do that, if we could move to, and if you two would go right in there, you guys would be in camera.
Oh, okay.
So if we can move to, and if you
Yeah,
would
we
go
want to
there,
get your good side,
Yeah.
Mr. Shea.
if you don't mind, then you can talk to him right there.
Oh,
So pardon us while we do a little seat change move here.
Look at this. Look at the.
Yes, this is, yeah.
How's this?
Oh, it's
Good stuff.
perfect. Because what's
Thank
happening is
God
people
for
are
us.
hearing the
This
voices, but
podcast would be nothing.
they want to see who they're talking
That's
to.
right. That's right.
Well, they have to go to the show.
A lot of
They should just go
podcasters
to the
audio.
show.
This is my first
Yeah.
podcast.
This is Patchy's
Oh,
first podcast.
welcome. You're a
I mean,
podcast.
this man
I'm
has
on Facebook,
performed
though.
all over the world.
You would believe all over the world.
Well, anyway, I'm sorry. If you want to talk about the show, go ahead. But now they get to see, hey, there they are.
There they are.
It's the
There
Meet
they
the
are.
Butleys. There they
That's my
are.
hair
Meet
look.
the Butley.
This is
Yeah.
Karen Shea, and I'm
That
Lee
bald spot.
Sternbeck, and we play Virginia and Frank Butley.
Yeah, Frank, she forgot my name.
I have so many husbands. I have a list of husbands.
Oh wow, we switched it around.
Yeah.
Joe, don't
That
worry.
makes
And
sense.
there's
So you
red
talk about the
arrows
play.
next to
Oh,
their
okay.
names so you can Pat and Lee,
Pretend to be
so you
conscious
know
of
who's
that.
here. The Butleys.
Oh,
No, I know, but Lee wasn't. Wait,
I'm Lee.
Pat was in Sheer Madness, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going back. Actually, I have a day off after we're done here, and I go back there for a month.
How long? When was your first time you performed in Sheer Madness?
1983.
Wow.
So maybe I saw you there back then.
Probably.
Maybe if you've been there, you probably.
So what percentage of the time were you in it?
I've been in it. When I first started, I did it for 4 years straight, so to speak. And,
You can tell who we play.
I play a very flamboyant hairdresser, but I did it for 4 years straight, and then I started branching out and going to other theaters and doing other plays, but it's always been there for me to go back to. So I'd say,
What an iconic.
Part in it.
you should. You'd be perfect.
Yeah.
You'd be perfect.
Good,
for,
let's do
Mrs.
that.
Schubert. But I've been in it for 36
another
years,
gig
and it's been
after
very, very good to me.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Did they still sell it out and stuff like that?
they don't always sell it out, but they do often. They do often.
That's
They have a lot of groups that come. You know.
it's my kids are getting older now, and you think when I think of so bourgeois, but I think of Blue Man Group when we're going to go into the theater, right? I mean,
they're upstairs neighbor.
Yeah,
Oh,
right,
okay.
and
Bourgeois.
huh?
You're not bourgeois, you're bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Oh.
We didn't have our soundboard.
Oh,
What a failure.
we gotta put
Jim, no soundboard. What happened?
backstage.
We were going to do
production.
the soundboard.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're gonna bring the sound.
You're very good at deflecting.
Yeah.
I'm a delegate. I'm a delegate. It's
What's
never,
the
the
never my
soundboard?
fault.
Like
Never
sound
my
effects
fault.
for everything? Like boing,
Like
boing,
yeah,
boing?
like there's so now with iPads they have these soundboards. Like everything's a button, and you have all these sound effects. You have like applause
I see.
button,
Like wah, wah,
laughter.
wah.
Yeah,
We can do
exactly.
them. Just tell us what you
Foley artist.
Yeah,
we
well,
didn't.
We had a Foley artist in here
Oh, that's the
with
best.
the 39
That-
step. They had
Oh.
when we did 39 steps. We had a Foley artist
They can
doing
do ducks
all
and
the-
geese
I've
and
seen that shit.
airplanes
It's
and
such a
yeah,
great show.
yeah.
A Foley. Foley
I'm gonna go
artist.
back.
Foley
to
artist.
the-
Can we go back to the show?
Let's go
Yeah.
back to Native Gardens.
Give
It's all
the
about
viewer experience.
Because I think I'm the only one here that actually went to the show so far.
Yeah.
you got it.
Well, I've
Yeah.
seen the show,
And
but
I think we're actually there for the opening night. I think it was a Friday night.
the Friday night, the first Friday.
But
Yeah.
I went. I didn't read up about what the show is about, and we just went. And my husband and I went. Steve and I am. And Steve is his father's Mexican, and his mother's
Oh,
his
great.
mother's from New Mexico, Mexican.
Oh, that's
So
right.
we were like really entertained by
Yeah.
much of the wit and humor. It was great, and I kept thinking of like I don't watch a lot of sitcom TV, but I kept getting this sort of like Archie Bunker kind of like
That's funny.
like
Yeah, that was
banter,
intentional.
humor, you
Archie
know.
Bunker.
It's great. So it had this really contemporary banter, very apropos to today's political climate, but not in your face.
Yeah.
You know, not
Interesting.
taking sides.
The playwright originally wrote it as a drama. And then she went back and said, no, I want it to be comic. I don't want it to be in your face. I want
Yeah.
people to get it and enjoy it and not have it be in exactly what
Right.
you're saying. Yeah.
And I loved the idea of sort of like politicizing the garden styles.
Yeah.
It was
Exactly.
like the
The
British
wall,
colonist garden style versus.
Well, our neighbors want to do a
Yeah.
native garden. They want to do an all organic garden, and my husband here is out like with pesticide every single day, like killing all of the living things except for the few flowers that he wants to grow. And so, and they
it
want
was
to do
great.
like the bugs and the bees and the worms, and we're horrified by that.
So funny.
That's good.
That's
That
a
is
great
so
concept.
funny.
That's a great starting
It's so
point.
funny.
Incredible.
And
Yeah.
he
Because
wants to-
because you know why that's funny is because like I had this Kwanzaa cherry tree, right?
What's
And
that?
this
What's a Kwanzaa cherry tree?
it's a fucking great
Special
little cherry
cherry.
tree, right? It's a cherry tree, right?
Very
So this goddamn we had we had the beetles, and the beetles would chew the leaves off. Like we get so excited because we see the buds, right? Oh my God! We're gonna have the beginning of the summer. You're gonna have the beautiful cherry trees gonna blossom. And it's gonna be gorgeous. And then literally fucking locusts, they come through, they chew everything. So this is early on in the blog when I was still living in Hamilton, and I put out on the blog, I'm like, how am I gonna get rid of these fucking beetles? They're fucking chewing up everything, and there's all these people, and they're the do-gooders, and they're saying, oh, put the orange slices out, and they'll attract the birds, and the birds are gonna eat the beetles. So I try this fucking, I'm like, this isn't gonna fucking work, but I try it because I want to be nice and to the
That's the
environment,
type of guy
right?
you are.
So I try it. The fucking thing, they'll wipe everything out. That'll go fuck. It sounds like a nice concept, right?
It does, yeah.
It sounds like a nice concept that they're gonna put the orange slices and the nice bird's gonna come eat the thing, and then the birds are gonna eat the.
like a Disney.
But in reality,
reality, you need
nothing,
chemicals,
right?
yeah.
So I'm like, fuck this. I need the heavy duty.
You need chemicals, right?
I want like lasers on the roof shooting the things down. I want like Star Wars defense system on my house
Right.
to.
Against the beetles.
So what I
say-
just learned from that is you don't have to watch your language on this podcast.
No.
No.
Fuck that.
No. So
We
anyway,
just follow
That's a really
Joe's
funny-
lead.
That's so funny.
yeah, no, it's
Joe, when the person said hang oranges, they meant ancient Agent Orange.
Agent Orange.
Yeah.
Should've
You gotta
got
buy
that.
some of
They
that
should have
stuff.
got that.
That would've
Yeah.
helped.
So how long is the show going till?
It runs until October 19th. 20th. October 20th. Thank God they're here.
Are they doing any of those talkbacks where you can actually
Yes.
talk to?
Today.
Oh, today's well.
Today is the first talkback.
Oh,
but-
people that are listening on the Facebook thing
Right,
will know
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
so you can ask Pat and Lee any questions you want to ask them. And the show's really fun. It's 80 minutes.
So much fun.
It goes, it's really fast paced. And these guys don't miss a beat when it comes to, their comic timing is amazing.
We try really hard. If he misses a beat, I pick it up. If I miss a beat,
Exactly.
he picks it up, and
We've
it's
been very
awesome.
good to each other.
And they it's very funny. And we have a special talk back next Sunday with Ann Johnson is coming. So I wish Kim was here because she probably knows Ann, but she's a landscape architect. And
Oh, wait a second. This is what you need to understand. Kim's the only landscape architect in this Northeast region that we acknowledge.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no.
Yeah.
Listen.
What are you trying to stop?
We don't
World
need to
War III,
put.
Heidi?
We don't need to put laser beams. We don't need to put targets on this poor woman. Don't even mention her name, because really,
I can speak to the target thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's only one landscape architect. So this other woman probably has many other talents.
Yes.
And we'll mention her in those lights.
she's involved with Generous Gardeners.
Oh, I like that.
Is that another bad word?
No, it's great. They're
Yeah.
lovely. They do great things for
Breaking
this. They're wonderful for the city.
All right.
And who doesn't love generous gardeners? I
Exactly.
love generous gardeners. The boulevards have never looked so good.
Right.
Oh my God.
They're awesome.
No,
Ralphie just came, checked in. Ralphie,
Oh,
anyway,
Ralphie
we're
just woke
having-
up.
Ralphie
just
boy,
woke
when's he
up.
going to come on the podcast? I think I have a theory. I have a theory about Ralph.
Yeah.
Because we didn't call. He knows that he's invited,
Yeah.
but I feel like we didn't call him, so he's not going to come on until
We beg him.
we have to beg him.
Yeah.
He
And then he's
wants
going to make the grand appearance.
and then he's going to show up.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
going
we
to
all
bring.
miss you, Ralph.
We
We're
miss
gonna-
Ralph.
And Heidi, Paula Ryan O'Brien says Pat volunteered to be the wine tester, not to be.
Not to serve
She
it.
wants you to know.
Not to serve it. Oh, okay.
That's a sister having your back.
Yeah.
God
She
love
knows you, yeah.
Jimmy, you want to talk about how your relationship is going with your sister-in-law? Have you been able to work things out?
Oprah.
Oh.
That's our safe word. Oprah's our safe word. When things go off the rail, we say Oprah. So we know.
Tell me that before I walked into a dog, whatever that was. I would have said Oprah like 80 times. I was just waking up. I was not.
I was just
not-
waking
She
I
wasn't
was barking
cognizant.
Oprah,
Yeah.
but you didn't tell me. So
You were
next
startled.
time you start when
That's
you say
gonna-
Court.
No, that's
You
gonna
don't
have to
say
go.
it halfway through an event,
Yeah.
friends.
It has to go on the soundboard too.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah.
Oprah.
And we should also have the one where she says, "And you get a
You-
and you get a Honda Civic,
You
and you
get
get
a
a
dog,
Honda
and
Civic."
you get a
Yeah,
dog, and
yeah.
you get a dog.
I'm sorry, Heidi, for interrupting you. Go
So,
ahead with this woman.
After the show, we'll be doing the actors will all be there, and then we'll have a special guest. What you don't know, we can't show you the set right here, but to let you know,
the set's amazing.
The
It's
set's
amazing.
Cool, yeah.
and it's 2 houses with their 2
Yeah.
separate gardens.
Oh,
I
wow.
think it should be entered into the Topsfield Fair.
Topsfield Fair?
Garden Barn. When it's
Oh, is it
over.
real? Is it real stuff?
Some of it is real,
Really?
and it's theater. Some of it is magic.
Whoa.
Yes. So, but some of it is real, and
Heidi, I
some-
want to know why you're hyping this one way more than any. I've never seen you so enthusiastic
It's such a
about
good-
one of
it's
these.
such a
It's
good
really
play.
good.
Wow, you're really excited about this.
It's
thing.
really good.
No, I'm sure it is.
really
You're
good.
selling.
And-
You're selling me on it.
Pat Shea
Well,
hasn't performed.
You're selling Joe on it.
He hasn't
And I usually have to be in bed early. Remember, because I have to
Exactly.
get up at 3:00 in the morning.
Pat hasn't performed here for 26 years, so
Wow.
we want to, get
The last time he performed here, he was 4 years old.
Very, very young. Very young.
Very, very. He was a child
Can
performer.
you give us the dates of the show for like people that
Well,
haven't seen it?
performances are Wednesday through Saturday at 7:30.
Sunday.
At 7:30.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then,
Interrupting.
no,
Interrupting.
and then Saturday and Sunday at 2. We have matinees. And the great thing is that with an 80-minute show, you can still make probably most of the restaurants in town before they close.
And the Sunday ones, they have the talk backs where they can they ask the
and
question.
Sunday, the next two Sunday, today and next week are the two talk backs. Yes.
I mean, and here's the thing, like when you do theater, you do, I did 2 shows before this, and they were wonderful experiences for different reasons. But every once in a while, you get like a dream team. We had a dream director, Kelly Galvin. Hi, Kelly, on this show. We had the best design and tech team. It happened to be all female. I don't know if that's why it was so brilliant. But this is a very unusual experience, top to bottom. The crew, the Gloucester Stage Company is amazing. I'm only doing gigs from now on by the ocean. I'm only gigs by the ocean.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Marblehead and Swampscott, so I'm super, super happy. I went swimming twice last week. Yes, I was the only one in the water because I don't live by the ocean anymore, and I just can't get enough of it. I'm on the beaches every single day. On dinner break, I go and take my dinner out to the beach, and I sit on the beach. So I'm not only having a great experience on stage, I'm just thrilled by being here, by being in this town. I can't stop looking at the ocean. Every break, I look at the door and stare at the ocean. I mean, I really love it. I've missed it so much.
I wonder if you know any of my lobstermen or fishermen from Marblehead and Swampscott.
We could
Tuffy.
try. We could play 60.
Tuffy.
I know Pinky.
Mike Tufts is
Oprah.
and I'm just going to give you one more name from Marblehead. Manny Porter. No. Okay, that's all right.
I was in Marblehead till middle school, and then I moved to Las Vegas, and then I went back to Swampscott.
Were you a showgirl?
Yeah, in middle school she was a showgirl.
No, she said she went there when she went to Las Vegas
I
after
went to
she
Las
was.
Vegas with my family in 7th grade. Yeah.
And how long were you there for?
Everybody?
She was an 8th grade showgirl.
No, how long were you in Vegas for?
2 years.
Oh, just 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so
my
you-
stepfather was a bookie.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
Makes
legal
sense.
in Vegas.
Go where the money is. Go where the work is.
Yeah. And then we moved back to Swampscott.
Vegas back in those days. Oh wow.
Oh man, I saw Elvis Presley, I saw Louis Armstrong, I saw Edie Gourmet, I saw we were hanging at the hotels. It was really
What was to you? What were the coolest hotels back then?
the Stardust.
The Stardust.
Probably the Stardust, yeah.
Caesar's
No,
Palace.
but also Circus. Caesar's Palace hadn't really done its thing yet.
No.
It
Wow,
was okay.
imagine that.
But Circus, where you could sit in a bar that moved really slowly around. I mean, mind you, what was I doing in a bar in
I was
7th
gonna
grade?
say-
I don't know how to talk to my parents. They're in heaven.
Vegas.
Well, but it was circus, and then people are doing those things above your head and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Vegas in the 70s. It was a different thing.
Yeah.
It was when everybody put on false eyelashes to go out.
Yeah.
And all that,
I was
really special.
See, everything comes around. Now the young ladies now they're putting on
That's
false
true.
eyelashes. Actually, there's waitresses. Half the places that we go to eat, the women are wearing the false
I've been
eyelashes,
noticing
and
that,
they're
yeah.
longer and longer.
Well, no, that's no. Listen, this is my specialty. Okay, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those aren't false eyelashes. They're getting eyelashes either sewn on or glued
Yeah,
on.
extensions.
Stay on.
Oh.
The extensions.
But can I tell you the extensions? You can't sleep with your face in the pillow.
Oh.
You have to sleep. Otherwise they start to fray. And I've seen friends when they're fraying, it's they're
Too much. I
shedding.
feel like I have an animal on my eye.
Oh no, I can't.
Kate,
my dog is shedding.
My
not
wife
me.
did it once,
Yeah.
and I came in. She didn't tell me that she had done it. I'm looking at
That's your warning
Something-
signal.
I'm looking at her I mean, she looked really sexy. She's a sexy woman anyway, but
Well done, you.
huh?
Oprah.
No, she really is a sexy woman. I mean, she knows this.
Well, that's one man's
Let's get
opinion,
to the
Joe.
eyelashes.
Oh, I was getting distracted.
Yeah.
So, no, so I'm like,
Run home
Do you
for a
miss
while?
her?
she's in Cabo right now, so I might have to pull a bow.
And then dog video. Yeah.
The dog video. So but I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. And then she finally told me. I was like, oh yeah, wow, because it wasn't. But some of the ones you see today on these younger girls, they're clearly over the top.
I didn't think about extension type
Yeah, the
style,
extension.
though,
A
not
lot
the
of
old
people do
fashioned.
that.
She
Yeah.
did it once.
Eyelashes on my head.
Don't touch my eyes.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
stay away from
Just
my
so they look like two little ears.
A friend of mine said,
You never
I'm
know
not
who you
bald,
might
I
be
just have
darker
extra
than
face.
gold.
Extra forehead.
Face.
have a high forehead.
All right, well,
My
I'm gonna-
husband is bald. I think bald is very sexy.
Oh.
Why you wear that hat?
I got my hair cut this morning,
Very
too.
nice. I can
I'm
tell.
going to
My
throw this
Gillette
in
razor.
now because I think it's a good segue here. Ralphie says, I realize that the ratings have dropped considerably in my absence. So therefore, I will be there next week.
Hey!
And Paula writes, lashes, focus. She said, focus.
Paul
I think
Ryan,
the big
right?
issue with the eyelashes have been a lot of the women are allergic to the glue. I know my wife tried something and her eyes got all puffy, and there were a number of other women in our circle that.
Maybe oranges would help.
I think
Yeah.
the issue with the eyelashes is that men should be trying it too. I mean, come on, do
Yeah.
some work, dudes.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
it together.
Yeah.
You realize how much work we do?
Yeah, I mean my
God.
cat.
Pat comes into the theater, he has a cup of coffee, he walks on stage. I come into the theater and spend 45 minutes just like pulling this all together.
Yeah.
You know
It's
how long it
exhausting.
takes me to do this in the morning?
I do.
45 minutes. Yeah, I get the buffer out.
You do that for your nuts afterward. You need a smooth.
Father like dog.
You gotta have the polish. You gotta have the polish. Listen. No, never mind.
Yeah, really.
No, but women. Speaking of guys having, there are things that men can do to make things better for the women, and that's part of it. You have to groom.
I knew.
Remember what was the thing that we got?
Manscaping.
Manscaping.
Talk to us about manscaping.
Our-
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Manscaping.
We were
Tell them
talking
about
about
the
landscape.
manscaping, and you want to go to manscaping.
Yeah,
Landscaping.
landscaping.
I preferred landscape.
Yeah. Well,
See?
Wait, why did our viewership just go up to 16?
I think I remember a whole podcast
Yeah.
about powder.
Powder. No, the
Yeah.
whole Manscaped.
Well, the powder you do. It's no. The thing of it is you're not. I was using baby powder in the
Oh,
summer so
yeah.
your nuts don't stick to your leg. But I found out that it's better to use cornstarch is better. What is it? Cornstarch or something? There's some natural product that's all organic.
Yeah.
It's all organic.
You know, Bob Walsh this morning emailed these guys and said, this will by far be an unforgettable experience.
So Joe tells me about the cornstarch, and I got seagulls taking nosedives for my package.
Well, they think it's a clam, a little fried
they
clam
think-
on the side of the road.
Don't
They
put
thought
cornstarch-
you were at
Don't use
Farnham's.
cornstarch down below. I would much prefer you sign up for manscaped.com.
Yeah.
And
use the buffer.
It comes with the shaver. It comes with this powder that you can put down below. It comes with cologne.
This is
I swear to
way
God.
more.
Wait, does it have
efficient
the
than
safety
We
bar
need you
though?
back now, Ralph.
Does it have the safety bar though?
It has the safety bar, so there's no nicks.
Yeah, you can't.
The
You
nicks.
have to have the safety
nicks
bar.
are tough.
So Native Gardens.
Lee, no wait. I did have a question for Lee. I had a question
That's
for
what they
Lee.
were talking about was native gardens.
He's a very native.
Yeah,
He's a very native.
And we're done. Okay. Yes?
Lee, so what we spoke about his work with Share Madness. What other are you from this area?
No, I'm from. I live outside Albany, New York now, and I work a lot in the capital region. I work from Saratoga to the Berkshires.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
And I also do some film and voiceover work too.
Oh wow.
So I stay busy, and I've taught theater in colleges at SUNY Albany and a college in Troy, New York called Russell Sage College for Women. I just stopped that last year.
How do they pull? How do they find you for this then?
They pull you out of the hinterland.
Yeah.
Yeah, because where is Albany?
Because Kelly Galvin, the director, works in the Berkshires too. And I did a staged reading of this for a theater company that I co-founded called Wham Theater in the Berkshires, with Alan Burrows playing my husband. You know Alan? Oh, we had a whale of a time. And then I saw Kelly and I asked her what she was up to, and she was directing this, and I came to Boston twice and auditioned for it. And lo and behold, I got the
Here
gig.
you are.
All the way from the
And
Midwest.
here you are, up here this morning in this glamorous studio.
Yeah.
Who knew where it was going to take you?
I know. I know the glamour of theater is just unbelievable.
It's just endless.
That's
isn't
why
it?
I do it.
Yeah.
This plays really struck a nerve, I think, in the country as well, because this is one of the top 10 produced plays in the entire country this season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting.
So it really is. It's a story that people are interested in, and I think it's very relatable. Everyone has a neighbor, and everyone
Some people get luckier than
has
others.
their
Really good
space.
neighbors. Totally true.
Everyone has their
We're next door
space.
neighbors.
Oh, I know you guys do the whole wife swapping thing.
But everybody, to some extent, there are people that want their neighbors to do everything the way they do it and don't want to. And there's an issue with a fence line in this one, too.
Oh, I had one of those issues.
So,
Yeah.
Chris, you're gonna love this show.
It was literally probably 3 feet in one section, and my neighbor.
You're gonna love this play.
It was
Yeah,
a
you're gonna
brand new
love this
fence,
play.
brand new fence that I just installed, and my neighbor 3 days later, not where I live currently, this was a couple houses ago. He literally knocked on my door and said, "I think we have a problem." I said, "What?" He goes, "Your fence is 3 feet on my land."
That scene's in
There
this
it is.
play.
yeah, that's in the
Like,
play.
seriously,
Yeah.
you need to
It's
come
in
see
the
this
play. Did you?
He just
do
sold
you
7
know-
tickets.
Do you know the playwright? Or?
No, you overreact because I don't. Serious
I
problems
was,
with this
I was
character.
stunned for about a week, and then I overreacted because
Uh-huh.
I didn't know how to digest it. It was like my first neighborly encounter where
Yeah.
there was going to be some friction.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it sounds like
That
it
is so
sounds like
funny.
this play
Yeah.
was written for
That-
Yeah.
you.
Good.
Yeah.
I
Because
had
all those words,
I lived in a-
reacting and needing to digest
Yeah.
information, all that's like in the play.
That's
I lived in a condo in Danvers, and I loved it. I still love condo living, and I can't wait to eventually be at that stage in my life where I can not have to worry about anything
There's
to
a
do
good
with
one.
You
the
can come to
the
my
house.
condos. Norwalk
So,
condos.
so they
Walk to
had
the
they.
beach.
Unbeknownst to me, there was one of the bylaws was only white lights, no colored Christmas lights,
Oh.
and we
Oh, I thought
had
you
we
were
had the
gonna say something
fucking
else.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
only one
we had the
line.
fucking
What?
audacity to
Oprah.
put the colored lights out.
And what
And
happened?
well, the guy fucking come knock on the door, and I'm like,
Can you imagine being the
Christmas lights.
Christmas light monitor?
hey, can you imagine? Yeah, well now you can't say Christmas.
It had-
Oh.
Actually, I'm sorry, they were my holiday lights.
holiday
Okay, they were
lights.
my
We
holiday
used to
lights.
have only white lights, and then my granddaughter said, "No, we've got to have colored lights." So she's 5 years old.
Yeah.
She-
Yeah, you do it.
God bless her.
It's much more.
You have a
Christmassy.
granddaughter?
I have a great grandson.
No, that's a lie.
Wow.
That's a bold-faced lie.
But now it's not only the color. It's do we make a blink,
The blink.
or are they just?
And then
stay?
wait, then
And
there's
the
the
LED.
then there's the
No
LED versus the
LED.
old school
No
ones.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I like the old school ones, and I don't like the blink.
I don't like
No
the
blink.
blink.
But the
gives me
LED's
something.
getting, I just have to say, it's getting better. Originally that light
Yes,
was so
you're right.
cold.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll agree with you. It's getting
Yeah.
better.
And it's
It's still not there,
And
but
P.S.
it's-
It's very unflattering LED. But
Yeah.
even theater lights are transforming to LED to save energy for
Yeah.
theaters that can afford to start swapping out their lights. So
Right.
the quality of LED lights getting better. I just want to put in a pitch for LED Christmas lights. It's improving. The first couple of years
Well,
were rough.
She
Well,
has
they-
stock and.
No, I'm trying to get it. The
Yeah, like
the-
light
No,
is
I
very
know. There's, the,
important.
there's right because
So
there's some that have a bluish tint.
Yes,
Then there's
light
some that
is
have the
so
warm
important.
amber glow.
Yeah.
You want the amber glow.
I mean, look at the beautiful
do.
lighting
There you
in
go.
this place.
Yeah, I know, and it's so flattering, too.
It's so
Look
flattering.
at how the fly
Look at
traps
that gray.
Yeah.
That
capture the lighting.
So wait, you guys don't know. You don't know what the
seen a
story
fly
behind
strip
these
like
these
that.
fly. You don't know the story behind these fly
I don't know
strips.
if I want to hear it.
I don't
Jimmy,
think I, yeah.
you need to turn.
So there's a
everybody's gonna
No,
see
because
that.
he'll fuck up the thing.
He'll
Do you
need
think
the
you could
monkey.
do it, Jimmy?
Here we go. Here we go. The big moment.
He's gonna press the button.
Yay!
So these fly strips. There's a contest between two of the fishermen here
Oh really?
to see who can catch more flies
Oh, that's
On
funny.
those two strips.
on those two strips. So
Can we
they
take
come in
bets?
every
Can we
morning
take bets?
and they get a count on.
Oh my god.
So wait, here's because these guys don't listen to the podcast, so we can tell this story. So one of the fucking guys,
He whispers.
he comes and he takes the flies off and he puts it on his. I swear to God. He takes the flies off. And he put so then the other guy came in the next morning
Funny.
and he's looking and he's inspecting it and he's like, wait a second, why doesn't this fly have any wings on it on his? And it's all there is a pair of wings on mine. So they're that
They're
hardcore.
really looking at
so
the
the guy
detail.
found out that the other guy was cheating by pulling the things
no.
off He's sticking it on the other one.
Oh,
You need the
no.
Law and Order sound effect now.
Yeah, yeah,
Dun, dun.
yes.
Can you imagine
That's
that?
classic.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good one.
So that's my story about the things.
That is a story worth telling, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact,
There's
I
a
think
lot of
someone
stories.
should
And, like,
write a
listen,
play about it.
You
Yeah.
hang,
Maybe.
It's with the
Yeah.
flies played by actors
you hang out.
on the strips, right?
Yeah, but then they're gonna find out. They're gonna be prosthetic wings though, because when they rip you off, you don't want to lose your arms.
Remember that movie?
You can use.
The fly that got struck, the fly and the man that got connected together. Anybody remember this
Fly.
old movie?
Jeff
Come
Goldblum.
on!
Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum.
No one with the original fly, where the flies
that
on the
was
screen
with
going
Vincent
out.
Vincent Price.
Vincent
David
Price.
Evans.
Vincent Price.
Thank you. See, I love this guy
Because I'm
you
old.
You know.
I understand. I remember these.
He was in
love
that
the old
movie. He
guys.
was a fly.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the scene with Jeff Goldblum when he regurgitates.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and he's on the ceiling. He's like, what is this? I
Yeah.
don't know. It's oh, I love
And then
it.
his hair
I
fell.
love both versions.
Yeah.
So-
Pieces of his face fall off.
Pieces of his
It's so
face.
gross.
Yeah.
So
So
nasty.
talking about movies, do you like the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
It's great.
Why is that coming?
We're gonna do it at Gloucester Stage
Wow.
Wednesday
Well,
night,
she knows how to
October
segue.
30th.
Really?
Wednesday
Oh,
night,
that's how to
October
segue.
30th.
It's all
And
about
it's
sex.
after, of course, you guys close, so we're all going to be sad. No more Native Gardens, and we're going to screen the movie, and also, you know, all the extras. You interact with the movie.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember Gloucester Cinema? They ran
remember
that for
that.
years,
Yeah.
but
The
then
people dress
wasn't
up
there a
like the
thing that you're
characters,
supposed to
right.
throw stuff? And,
Yep, we're going to do
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
When you
There's a
come
bunch of
in,
stuff.
you're going to get a goodie bag filled with everything you need for to throw at the screen, and then there's one where you put a newspaper over your head, and and they'll be dancing the time warp, and there's the is it Trixie the Usherette? I think it's
Is that the
Trixie the
Susan Sarandon
Usherette.
role?
No, she's she's the newlywed.
Unless she controls
She's
her
Janet.
mind, she's not
No.
doing it.
Damn it,
So,
damn it.
so my my apprentice Liana is going to be running it, and
Nice.
she's going to be Trixie. So it's going to be really fun, and the bar will be open.
Oh,
will you be
that'll be-
drinking by then, or
Maybe one.
Maybe
one.
one?
I've integrated alcohol back into my.
he lost 25 pounds.
That's amazing.
He lost 25 pounds
Just
on
by
the.
stopping drinking.
No.
That would be. He did in not a lot of time. In how many?
No.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
my God.
Awakened 375. What was it?
Awakened in 180.
360. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He's done this
Awakened
diet.
180 is one of those diets that they have a center in
Yeah.
Peter on Route 1.
Yeah.
And it's basically high protein, low carbs, very low sugar, low fat.
Why did you do it? What happened?
He was a
I
fat-
got
You
to a
don't look to
point
be a very over.
where my clothes wouldn't fit me anymore. So it was either lose weight or buy new clothes. And I
You were too
refused
cheap to
new
buy
Good
new
for
clothes.
you.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
I-
That's great.
When I finally broke down when it came to a point where a buddy of ours lost 45 pounds, not on this diet, different diet. But I called him and I'm like, I can't believe I'm making this call, but do you have any your fat clothes left? Because he was once at 36, and that's what I got up to. And I'm like, that's it. I can't be at.
When we went to the
36.
when we went
Too
to the
uncomfortable.
we went for dinner in the North End, and you came in, and his shirt he had the shirt on.
Yeah,
right?
my shit. It's
So he
stretching.
had the, he had
Joe's
the
looking at
fucking
me like,
things. I was like, I'm scared to death. One of them buttons is gonna fall off, take out my eye.
yeah,
And,
very supportive.
Yeah. Well, it led you down the path to losing
Yeah.
25 pounds.
Yeah, you said you wouldn't be my friend anymore unless that's
Stop it. It's terrible. You're a terrible human being.
Also, tomorrow night at Gloucester Stage is the debate. Candidates, school committee, city council.
Oh, okay.
And Gloucester Times is running it. 1623 is going to film it so you can see it. But the thing that's really interesting is they're going to be debating on the Native Garden set.
Oh.
So they're going to have.
Oh, I have to make
So
up.
we're going to have some people on the Butley side, some people on the Del Valle side.
Jesus. So here's thank you for saying that, because I forgot. I have to make an announcement, and I got to put it at the top of the blog.
Okay.
Like right away before it comes up. We're not. You know how last year I opened up the platform. Any of the
Oh, yes.
any of the
Yep.
politicians
Yep.
could come in, and we would give them a 15-minute interview, and just to let them say what their
Yes.
views were. Well, some people, like it, for whatever reason, didn't come in or couldn't come in at the time and whatever, and some people thought that there was sides being taken when there was absolutely no sides being taken. So we're just going to do a zero
on that. Okay.
no.
Well, there's
we're
only
not
a few
going to do
Sundays
anything.
between
We're not
now
even
and-
doing. We're not even doing announcements of candidate announcements. We're not doing
Okay.
anything. No politics at all.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, it just makes it's going to make my life a lot easier and less.
Okay.
And
People
I'm not,
really should vote for. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
and I'm not the McCarthy running for city council.
I have been
Sorry,
asked
sorry.
that question.
Yeah.
I have been
Joey,
asked that.
Kate says, "Honey, turn your ringer off."
Yeah.
She keeps binging me.
Bing.
I'm just reading what
Kate,
you're
She's
telling
digging
me
in
to
to
read.
say turn
You know
it
how
off.
much that's costing her to chime into this podcast in Cabo San Lucas?
I just texted her, "I love you." So there you go.
Aww.
We were just talking about how sexy you were and your experience with the fake eyelashes.
Well, we
love
weren't.
you too,
we weren't.
Kate.
You were.
And that was right after we were talking about the masturbation thing.
I'm sorry to carry
But the dog masturbation thing.
Oh, look at what time it is.
Look what time it is.
Yeah.
Check, please.
Wait. We have two more updates to do. Quickly update for your lobster.
I am done. It's a sad day.
It's
I am done. I'm officially not collecting any additional lobsters
You
this
have
year.
the final.
So
Just
what-
for the
so
season, though, not
what's the
forever.
final?
What do you mean, like collecting what kind of lobsters?
What was the
I
final
have 8
tally?
lobster traps out in the harbor.
Oh, huh.
So there was a running tally of how many lobsters. I-
How much
I
his expenses were and how many lobsters he caught.
Yeah.
So Chris, tell me the total.
31 lobsters.
31 lobsters between $550. $550.
540 was my
540?
initial investment.
540 divided by 31.
31.
So his lobsters cost him $17.41 each.
Okay.
He could have gone to the store and bought them for $7 a
Especially right
pound.
now.
But he still does have 8 traps left.
Right, which you said I would have none.
I
That-
did. Say,
you
I
did
did.
say-
Well,
I think
hey,
you did
Michael.
say that.
Michael there, Sarah. Everybody say hi. So we have the final tally
Final tally.
and 8 traps. But the
And
trap
traps.
we can't count those traps until they hit the dock as being landed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
mean,
gotta be fair.
So
Come
it
on.
could go lower.
Wait, but I
Right.
want to know: are those all you're going to eat all those lobsters yourself, your family?
Well, that was over a 4-month period.
yeah. So it's
So
just,
I
this
gave
is
them
like
to
a personal
family,
lobster.
friends.
Yeah.
We probably ate half of them.
Have you included the time? His time till this too, Joe?
It was
no,
on
we
time.
didn't put
No,
time in.
I was
no.
It was just purely
No
just
measure
leisure.
of the
But-
value of the time.
We put
Yeah.
we
Because
just
it's for
put
pleasure, right?
dollar
More
in,
or less. I mean,
dollars in.
pleasure.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, it's like that thing, the $60 tomato. Like, I don't garden at all because I was trying to originally, and where I live, the deer eat everything. But somebody wrote a book called The $60 Tomato. Like, you can garden like crazy, but by the time you actually grow your own tomato, and
Good point.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah, you got
Yeah.
$100 lobsters or whatever you got there. You could have
Hey.
got a stock
Gotta
shop.
write a book.
They're
Yeah.
giving them away right now.
No, I know.
Yeah, it's the price of lobster's gone way down.
I
And we're
know.
not
But
talking
why would you go to
politics,
Stop
but-
and Shop? You gotta come to Captain Joe's.
Exactly.
That's right.
Actually, we've never paid as much money as we're
Oh, I
paying
didn't
right
know you
now.
could buy them. I thought you only
That's
sold
what
them
it's a
like-
lobster company here. When you walked
Oh,
in
I
the
know
door, you
that.
saw the big when you saw the big fucking lobster on the sign when you came in the driveway.
Did you smell it?
I know.
Sometimes you gotta.
You don't sell herring?
They're
here?
actors.
What's
They're actors.
You don't sell herring here, Joe?
Sell bait?
Brighten up that sign.
She's landlocked,
Salted
remember?
smelts?
No, wait a minute. Listen, seriously, I didn't know that you sold. Like, I didn't know I could walk up and buy a lobster
no,
from you.
it's
I
not-
thought I
it's
had
a
to
lot-
walk up and buy 400 lobsters.
Yeah,
from
no,
you.
you're right. You're absolutely.
Oh well, then.
400.
Hello.
No, but the
Difference
lobster,
between
the,
wholesale
the,
and
the lobster
retail?
price to the boats has never. They've never received the price that they're receiving right now this time of year ever.
Really?
It's the highest price they've ever gotten for October 6th.
Really?
Is that because supply is
Supply
down?
is low. Yeah.
Is low. Supply and demand. What, you know?
Guns and butter.
So there you go. The other thing we have, the Chamber and Shell's Dream Travel are organizing a free information session about an upcoming trip to the Amalfi Coast, and Pat's planning on going.
We are. Yep. Tuesday at the Gloucester House. I think it's at 5:30. I put it in my notes.
Yep.
Having an information session about this trip that they're organizing, a tour that they're organizing October 2020, and I think it's 6 nights. I think the Amalfi Coast.
There you go.
And if Pat's going, it's going to be a good time.
That's what I'm
Take care, Mom.
That's what I'm hoping. Join us.
There you go.
I'm excited.
I'm going to.
Oh, are you?
I'm going to.
So he's going. So, all right.
Just a public service announcement. My daughter got her permit, so everyone
So,
off the roads.
we did see that.
Everyone off the roads, please.
We have to add. Now we have to add to the
The
total.
sidewalks.
What? What total?
We have to add to the total. Because whenever someone's daughter or son gets their license, there's the obnoxious. Everybody is required to say, "Oh, everybody's got to stay off the road line."
Exactly.
So now we're up to 11 comments when your wife put it on Facebook. So now it's 12. So
12.
just for the record,
Yeah.
of how many people say the same thing.
He's not on Facebook, you wouldn't know.
Yeah,
That's
see,
right.
Joe?
There you go.
But you did say something yesterday.
I said it to Mia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Mia, how many people say,
said-
"Oh my God, I'm getting off the road."
Yeah. It's obligatory.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
That's why
You're
I
right,
said
Joe.
that.
That's a good point.
All right, that's
All right, stay
GloucesterCast.
on the road. Everybody stay on the
GloucesterCast
road.
360 is now in the books. We
Buy
have
your
a,
Kingford
we ha-
Kingford beans today.
they were on sale.
They're on sale.
But in the show notes, there's tickets to buy. There's a link to buy tickets for the show.
Native Gardens.
Native Gardens.
Wednesday night, Cape Ann night.
Wednesday night,
Discount
Cape Ann
tickets.
night.
Tickets.
There is the Cape Ann Makers Market. We have a link to the Facebook page, and they are looking for local makers, artisans, makers. So it's a great opportunity, and the date that they selected for this first event could not be any more appropriate. The
Business
Saturday after Black Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday.
And we're gonna come back next week to show you the stuff that we make, and we
Oh.
have a gift for you, which I'm gonna give to you next week. So it'll be a belated birthday.
Well, these are my favorite
I'm
kind
the
of guests.
production manager.
These are my favorite kind of guests.
Yeah, absolutely.
And congratulations to Craig Kimberly for winning the calendar.
Yeah. Yay!